You've been living your whole life reacting. You react to pressure, you react to people, you react to pain. You're reacting instead of deciding who you want to be. And that's what most people do. They just react to whatever life throws at them, right? Chasing comfort, reacting to pressure, letting the world tell them what's possible. And too many people call that being realistic. But I'm telling you right now, you can decide who you want to be. You can design it. You can build it. And when you do, life starts moving around your direction and not the other way around. That life that you can't stop dreaming about or wishing for, you can actually create it. Stick around, and I'm going to walk you through how to create the life that you want. We weren't raised to believe that we could create life the way that we want. We were raised to go the safe route, right? Go to school, get the job, work hard. And so along the way, the fact that we can literally create whatever life we want, it either gets buried or we just never learned it. But we can. We get to decide who we want to be and what we want out of life. But most people just never make that decision. They let their past or their family or their job or their trauma make that decision for them. They get older, but nothing changes because they're still operating from the same subconscious program that they've been running since childhood. Your subconscious doesn't care what you want. It only cares about what's familiar. So even when you say you want more, your mind is just going to pull you back to what it recognizes. And that's why people just live the same year over and over again. Different jobs, different faces, same results. That's why nothing changes, because your identity hasn't changed. Everything in your life right now, your habits, your income, your body, your relationships, they're all reflections of your identity, okay? Who you believe you are dictates what you tolerate, how you show up, what you think you deserve, and that belief becomes your identity. Identity, that's your internal setting, okay? It's the level that you operate from by default. It decides what feels normal, what feels possible, or what feels out of reach for you. You can't outperform your identity. You can't out-hustle the subconscious beliefs that you have. And that's why change feels so hard, because you're not fighting circumstances. You're fighting conditioning. You're trying to build a new life with the same operating system that created your old one. And that operating system, which is your subconscious, it doesn't understand goals, okay? It understands repetition. And so the only way to become somebody new is to decide who that is and then start acting like them before it makes sense. Your subconscious learns from behavior. When you show it new actions long enough, then it starts believing this is who we are now. And that's when everything changes. But most people don't continue that new behavior long enough for it to actually become an identity. Now, most of you have probably heard the phrase, act as if, and you will become. And that's not pretending, okay? That's called alignment. You're embodying the future before it shows up. You move, you speak, you make decisions like the version of you that you've chosen to become. And at some point, reality catches up. You see, that's the real secret. Identity creates direction, and direction creates results. You can't wait to feel ready, okay? You become ready by acting in alignment with the identity that you've decided to be. You want confidence? Start keeping promises to yourself. You want abundance? Start managing what you have. Start walking around as someone who is abundant. How do they walk? How do they talk? Do that. You want more peace in your life? Stop chasing chaos. Identity isn't built through pretending. It's built through repetition. The world is full of people waiting for proof before they believe. But the ones who win, they create proof through behavior. And eventually, their external life starts mirroring the internal decision that they've made on who they're going to become. Look, when you finally decide who you want to be, everything gets simple. Not easy, simple. Like your energy stops scattering in 10 different directions. You stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop asking for validation. You just move different. You wake up with clarity. You do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. And then one day you look around and you realize that you're living in the life that you once imagined. That's what happens when identity comes first. Life bends to match it. You can be who you want to be. You can have what you want to have. I'm living proof. Everything in my life right now was once just a vision. And it showed up because I started acting like it before I ever saw it. There's still a lot of things that I want to accomplish, but the life I'm living now was once just a dream. But it does take work. It ain't just gonna fall in your lap. But that work is more than worth it. So here's your next move. Stop waiting for permission. Stop trying to find yourself. Decide who you want to be. Write it down and start showing up like that person every day. Not after the promotion, not after the fear's gone, now. Because you can either keep reacting to what life gives you, or you can start building the life that you actually want. If you don't know how that version will move, study it. Look at how those people think or walk or talk or make decisions and start practicing that today. You have to begin acting as the version of you that you want to be. And then just keep on doing it. And your life's going to change. If you haven't watched the last video in this series, go back and watch Forgiveness, the weight you don't know you're carrying. Because before you can decide who you want to be, you got to release what's been holding you down. And once you've made that decision, then the next step is direction. So the video after this is going to be key number 5, set clear goals and milestones. And that's where I'll show you how to give your new identity a target, how to turn who you want to be into something that you can actually measure and track and build on every day. If you're ready to start rebuilding from the ground up to, break those old patterns and start living from the identity you were meant to create, that's exactly what the rebuild was designed for. It's a free 5-day reset that helps you uncover the beliefs running your life. It's going to help you reprogram your mindset and start becoming the person that you've always known you could be. Start the rebuild today. The link's in the description. This is how you become the standard. I'll see you on the next one.